Hello and welcome to Lenovo Unboxed. This is Gavin along with my good friend
Kevin.
Kevin, how are you doing?
I am well. And yourself?
Good, good. We have a historic day here. It's our first Workstation unboxing ever. We're here to unbox the new ThinkStation P series models, one particular model anyway. But Kevin, let's set the table up front.
Right.
Everyone knows you're the techie and I'm just the talking head, social media guy. So let's just lay it on the table. The heck is a workstation?
Okay. Well, the simplest answer I can give you is that a workstation is by definition a PC, but so much more, right? So at the very highest end of what most people would consider using on a daily basis, like a gaming machine or something like that, like take that and just put it on steroids.
So if I have a PC, should I feel inadequate at this point of the video?
It depends on what you're trying to do with it.
Okay.
Right. So what we're looking at here and what workstations in general are designed to do is take the very highest end of PC-based technology. There are mobile workstations. This is a desktop-based workstation. Take that and specifically design it for the needs of people who design products and people who do research and people who do exploration, right? So,
all right, tell me in basic terms who these people are. They're super users, they're power users, and presumably we're putting something very powerful in their hands to enable them to do this remarkable work.
So let's kind of, like define a continuum here. Like, so above and beyond the needs of a normal desktop or normal PC, right? You get into specialized areas where people are doing things like CAD design, animation, and then sort of as you go up the scale in terms of complexity and need for computing horsepower, you've got research and development, pharmaceutical research, oil and gas exploration. Right?
Heavy duty stuff.
Right. I get a really quick example. Think about if you are in charge of oil and gas exploration. You're using things like ground penetrating radar, bouncing it down to the ground, and getting literally hundreds of gigabytes of information, terabytes of information back, and you need something that can crunch those numbers to get you the data out of it.
You need something to chew up the most complicated data set ever.
Right.
All right, so can this help me with my fantasy football team? Because I've got a little bit of a budget for it.
I'll tell you what, man, I will speak for our sales team that if you want to buy a fully configured one of these to run your fantasy football league, they will be glad to sell you one. All right. You probably have to sell your car.
Okay, I don't have a car right now. Still biking. Good.
All right, well, let's get to unboxing this thing. So, by the way, folks, this is a special transport box for some of our demonstration models.
Sold separately?
Actually not. Unfortunately, you don't get this box when you buy the product. So, let's, if you would do the honors, Gavin.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's get this.
All right, so we'll start with some of the slightly more mundane things. You can see from the front, it's got three optical bays. I'm going to come around here, Joe. First time for me out from behind the desk. We've got three optical bays, and one of the very cool things that the team has done in this generation is in these optical bay spaces we have something called a flex module that you can insert in the place or in addition to an optical drive that lets you, for example, put in a hard drive. It can give you up to a combination of a 29-in-1 card reader with a slim optical.
Wait, 29-in-1?
Right, all the different variations. You know,
are there that many now?
SD. Yeah.
What a world.
Probably more than that. Who knows?
It's more than there are types of peanut butter.
Right. So you can put in a module with that and add things like an additional FireWire port, that kind of stuff. And then, of course, if you just wanted to, you could have up to three optical bays there. So just a brief around the horn here, that's obviously the power connector. We've got three PCIe by 16 or slots up here with the ability to take, I should say rather, three full-sized video cards when everything is used. Audio, PS2, two Ethernets, four USB 3.0 here, four USB 2.0, in addition to four USB 3.0 in the front, and then the rest of your PCIe slots down here.
All right. And this is the part I loved. We took a look earlier before we started shooting, but this is quite remarkable on the inside, Kev, for a number of reasons, especially for those of you for those of you 5 people out there in our YouTube audience who are workstation aficionados. The first thing that jumps out at me anyway, and obviously I'm one of those aficionados, but is the simplicity of the design on the inside.
Yeah, and that's absolutely one of the things that we were going for. One of the key things, as you can imagine, when you're talking about this much horsepower is cooling. Right, so we've seen designs in the industry, shall we say, where people are using.
You gonna name them?
No. Okay. But in this center diverter section here, where people are using as many as 5 fans that are all sort of like put in different configurations of this. And the downside of that, of course, is in most of those implementations that if one of those fans fails, you just got to replace the whole thing.
Oh,
right.
Okay. So you can't just duct tape it or staple it back.
No.
Okay.
So what we've done is we have a unique and highly efficient method, and much of this is patented, to do tri-channel cooling. Right, I'll explain a little bit more about that, but we essentially have one channel here that pushes air across the top cards here, right? Hard drives first and then over the top. Then we have a center channel here that specifically cools the processor and the memory. And then we have a second channel here for the other video and add-in cards. Right.
I got to say, Kev, I'm not much of a techie, but that's kind of amazing to me. Like and I would love to see. I wish we had like a really ancient workstation right next to it to look at how they used to do this stuff. It would be kind of cool.
All right, so check this out. Like if you are, let's say, an administrator or somebody who needs to configure one of these, it's very, very easy. I simply grab this. This comes out. That's our patented air baffle deflector mechanism that makes sure we're getting all of the right cooling and that the air on this is constantly flowing over the processors, being pulled in the front and being exhausted out the back, right? So that we're keeping everything cool and quiet, right? Because most of the time these are sitting somewhere near the person who's going to be using them. And the old joke with workstations,
as opposed to a server or something that may be in a closet nearby, right?
Right. And the old joke with workstations used to be is they often sounded much like the airplanes that were designed on them. Right, in terms of the acoustic performance.
So the decibel level has been reduced over the years, I take it.
So let's set that over to the side here, and I'll start kind of from the front and talk about the bays here for the drives. Each of these drive bays is capable of handling, of course, one 3.5-inch drive, or one 3.5 and a 2.5, or two 2.5s. Right?
Okay, I think I got that.
That's a lot of math, I know.
Yeah, that's so the total is like 11 of something?
Right, well, we can actually do a total, including some riser cards and something that I won't go into the technical, but 14 storage devices we can do in this in this system.
Yeah.
All right, so those are very easy to pull out and replace. And let's just say you do need to replace a fan. There are only 3, and everything that you would as a IT administrator or somebody who's looking to upgrade one of these machines, everything that you would want to or need to touch is coded in red. So I can simply just reach over here, pull out a fan, replace it. Pull out a fan, replace it. If I want to add an extra card in for some reason, I just open the retainer here, open the retainer there, slide my card in, click, click, simple, easy, toolless. Same thing with the fan here in the back. Just grab it, pull it out, slide it back in. This is the 1300 watt power supply.
Good God.
Which probably means nothing to you, but it's going to have the gamers out there going, wow. Just reach over, grab this, pull it out, stick it back in. That easy. Good
Amazing.
To go. What I think is just an absolutely fabulous new design, completely redesigned from the ground up. I mean, we really did go back to the drawing board on this to create something that was unique in the industry, both in terms of technical capability, in terms of upgradability, in terms of flexibility, and in terms of serviceability. So
that's a lot of abilities.
We've got lots of abilities.
One thing we didn't mention, which I know is crucially important to the people who actually use these, it's another ability. It's certification ability. So talk to me about how these vendor certifications, the ISV certifications work.
Right, so in this class of machine, right, one of the things that people are buying them for is the ability to run certain classes of software. Anywhere from very, very, very high level data crunching software to CAD software to very high-end rendering software. So we're talking video production, video rendering, also video game production. Right?
Yes, indeed. And if you look elsewhere on our YouTube channel, you'll see a couple of case studies, including a gaming company, I believe.
So some of these, I mean, this is probably foreign concept to your average home user, but literally some of these pieces of software that are used to design the other things that you're buying, some of these high-end CAD, as well as oil and gas exploration, research, and development software can be $20, $30, $40, $50, $100,000 per user just to license the software. Right? And so if you're investing that amount of money in software, the one thing that you absolutely want to be sure of as a company is that you are working with a hardware partner who is certified by your software provider to run that software. Right? And that's a combination of the system, combination of the video cards, combination of everything that's used. But that's what people in that, customers rather, businesses in that class of, who need this class of machine, that's what they're looking for. So we've certainly got a full set of those.
Great. And I like your description that this is the thing that's used to design the thing that's used to design the thing that's ad infinitum.
And it's just turtles all the way down from there. Yeah.
Yep, and it speaks to the sheer power of this thing. Again, this is not a mainstream product that everyone's going to run out and buy after seeing this video, but we love being able to bring you our first ever ThinkStation unboxing. And thanks, Kevin, and thanks to all you guys for joining us today.
Thank you.
And we're back. We had a feeling that the video wasn't long enough as is, and we thought we would know. Kevin remembered a couple things he wanted to tack on, so Kev, have at it.
As soon as we cut, I was like, dang it, I forgot something. So let's get the camera over in here. A couple very quick things. One, I wanted to point out that in our hard drive trays here, our blind connect hard drive trays, when I pull this out, and as I said, we've got 3.5-inch drives and 2.5-inch drives. The key thing, if Gavin will bring his flashlight application over here.
You mean on my Vibe phone?
Yes, on your Lenovo Vibe phone. You can see down in there that we have the connectors directly on the back plane, so there are no cables to fiddle around with or fish around or try to route anywhere. So I'm just dropping that down in there, click, bang, and I'm done. Second thing, just wanted to point out the reason that this is so long and the product is so big is this is a full dual processor product, right? So we've got, as I said, 16 DIMM slots, dual processors that take a lot of cooling and a lot of space. And then last thing I don't have to show you, but I did want to point out that one of the very cool things that the team did here, we have Android-based diagnostics for this product. So you just simply take a USB cable, plug it in the front, plug it into your Android device, launch the diagnostics, and you can see the readouts and the health of everything in the system. And lastly but not leastly, I'm going to get Joe to come around here with a camera and show you what I think is one of the nice little attention to detail things that the team did. So when the system was standing up, notice that the logo would have been in the correct orientation.
Correct.
But this can also be mounted this way. So the team made sure that the logo would rotate. So you simply pull it out, turn it, and now your
adorable.
OCD system administrators and people such as myself can be perfectly happy that when the system is lying on its side, that your logo is in the correct orientation.
I understand that also doubles as a fridge magnet.
We should do that.
All right.
Thank you, Gavin.
Thank you.